Mario with MIA Marker Flight. Once again, I am working on the installation of these navigation lights on this model. This is an MIA Quicksilver style 2S LiPo operation Ultralight. The tubing I'm using here, I'm calling this miniature conduit because that's what it is. You know, conduit is tubing that is used for routing electrical cables, and so this is basically just a miniature version of that. This is going to be attached here with the same method that I've attached all these surfaces here to the model. I explained that in a full video. Go watch my video on how I cover the wings if you're interested in knowing how I did this. But you can see how nice these parts that I redid. I recovered all these surfaces. They came out, you know, doing it the method that I use on the wings, and it's a method that I've employed many times before. It's just that sometimes I get a little lazy and I use tape. And so I didn't like the tape on this particular model, and since this is, I'm going all out with this model, I decided to redo those surfaces so they look nice as you see them here. So I am going to be using little tabs here just to attach these miniature conduit wire routing tubes all throughout the model here, and I will end up at the rear of the seat there where all those wires are there. Those wires are for the rest of the lighting that is there are two landing lights at the front of the model, and there's the typical red and green at the wingtips, as well as the strobes at the wingtips. Of course, I'm using the lenses. You know, you can see this lens right here. That's a 3D printed clear PLA lens, and you can see the parts that are supporting that. I've actually had to do this part as an add-on here, but I redid this geometry here of the original part, this 90-degree elbow, to have this geometry for the support of this in case I need to do another model, and in case this turns out to be a kit, which is my target. All these wires are, in order to figure out the LED, let me pause this for a minute. Okay, so all my lighting for the navigation lights are going to be run from 4.2 volts. And so I did some calculations here using the manufacturer specifications of the LEDs. The white ones that I have are 3.0 volts, red is 2.0, green is 2.4, and I just went through a little bit of Ohm's law here to figure out the resistor value for these. So that's what I'm going to be using on these lights here. But pretty much that's what that LED is going to look like. Of course, that is a blinker light and not a steady light.